Sabi ni Great Wall, I think at the end of all of these, we will interpret the law the way we want it, 2/3 of 21 or less. No, sorry, I really don't think so. Unang-una, I don't know why you're bringing it up. Alam niyo kung bakit? At the start of the impeachment proceedings, in-announce na ni Senator Cheese, the threshold is 16. The baseline is 24. So, kayo ang nag-i-insist na gagawin nila yon. When Cheese announced it, not a single senator objected. Okay? Uulitin ko, kayo ang nagsasabi niyan. So, tell me, you want this to fail? Bakit kayo yung nag-i-insist? Sinabi na ng Senado, 16. Hindi ko alam kung bakit nag-i-insist kayo. Explain to me, bakit kayo nag-i-insist? Sinasabi niyo at the end of it, ganito gagawin. Umpisa pa lang, bakit hindi sila nag-object nung time na yon? If they were going to object, if they thought, if any of the senators think that it is 21, why did they not raise it at the very beginning nung in-announce ni Cheese Escudero? By raising it later on, that will make it prejudicial. And not only that, it makes it really look bad for the senators na sasabihin nila, hindi dapat 21 lang because they feel that they're losing. So no. No, kayo ang nagsasabi niyan. Check yourself. The senators already admitted and said 16. Walang nag-object. So bakit kayo yung nag-i-insist? Kayo yung natatakot tapos sasabihin niyo in the end bendalo gagawin nila. O sasabihin niyo, bakit niyo ini-encourage yung bendalo? Bakit niyo tinatanggap? Kayo ang number 1 promotor ng bendalo kasi by saying that gagawin lang naman nila ito, you are broadcasting, you are telegraphing the fact that you will accept it if they do it. Oh. No. Hindi ko natatanggapin. You cannot help it. We think that way kasi ganito na yung iniisip namin dahil ganito yung nakikita natin. That's not an excuse. Ano yun? Sasabihin niyo, kasi they did it so often, so gagawin nila ngayon. Ibig sabihin, tinatanggap nyo. Hindi. Huwag mong sasabihin na na ganyan. Kasi tinitelegraph na sinasabi ninyo sa administrasyon, sige, pagka misinterpret ninyo ito, tanggap na namin kasi lagi nyo mang ginagawa yan sa amin. Ganon? Acceptable yun sa inyo? Dapat galit tayo, di ba? Dapat pag ginagawa nila, tumututol tayo. Bakit nyo tinatanggap? Sorry hindi kita inaaway, pero I am going to push back. Kasi tumutulong kayo by doing that. Yan ang nakikita ko. Kahit sabihin nyo pa that it is a trauma response, it is not excusable. Para sa akin, anybody who helps this administration to get away with it, hindi kayo kakampi. Sabi ni Hayat, pag galit kami, may magagawa ba kami? Yes, that is the reason you are supposed to call out the government. That's what it says in the Constitution. That's why you have freedom of speech. Kung hindi nyo gagamitin yung karapatan ninyo magsalita at magpahayag at tumindig bilang saksi sa katiwalian ng administrasyon na ito, then you are accepting it. Tatanungin ng mga generations after us na, ganyan pala kasama yung Marcos Jr., anong ginawa nyo? Sasabihin nyo, no, kasi hawak nila lahat. So higa ka na lang. Higa ka na lang iyak. Pero pagka meron mga tao na gumagalaw and who are registering their extreme opposition to this or their opposition to it, makikisakay kayo sa benefit. Ganon. Di ba? Sabi ni John Amat, the government is curtailing our freedom to speak. Baka malibel po ako. No. Criticism of government is not considered libel. Unang-una. Ano yung libel? A malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. But the Supreme Court resolutions on this give a large leeway for political commentary. Ilang beses na. So, ito yung nangyayari. Inaaway ninyo ako because you insist na talo. Yan ang nangyayari. So pag sinasabi namin dito na huwag kayong magpatalo, just keep speaking out. Kayo pa yung nagagalit. So really, isipin niyo, whose side are you on? Yung totoo. Pag-isapan po natin kung ano mga pangyayari ngayong araw na ito sa day 9 ng impeachment proceedings. Right. Ngayong araw na ito, nag-conduct ng cross-examination, buong cross-examination si Attorney Vinluan for the defense para dito sa impeachment proceedings. ni Vice President Inday Sara. Kung maaalala natin, in day 8, nagkaroon ng direct examination at doon po nabigay yung kabuuan ng testimonya ni Director Melvin Matibag. Ano ang purpose ng cross-examination? Ang isang trial, ang isang pagtitinig ay trial. Anong ibig sabihin ng trial? Kapag trial po ang pinag-uusapan, ibig sabihin nun it's a test. So ang cross-examination really is the point where the testimony of the witness is tested. Okay. Uy, maraming salamat sa lahat ng nag-like, share, follow, and subscribe. From the beginning, may problematic po ang testimony ni Director Matibag because he was not testifying on anything that he had any personal knowledge of. Hindi po yun si Sir Perus. That's Teddy. I am not at home. Okay. Teddy. Yeah. So, from the beginning, problematic na po. Maraming nagsasabi na not maraming. The consensus is that problematic talaga ang testimony ni Attorney Melvin Matibag, Director of the NBI, because he was not testifying on any matter that he had personal knowledge of. At ito ay na-reveal during the cross-examination of the defense. So, let's begin. Ano ba ang problematic about the testimony of Attorney Matibag? So, let's begin. Number 1, 15 months of investigation has not yielded the identity of the missing. Okay, I cannot say the name out loud, but the word out loud. But the person who is supposed to execute the alleged grave threat of the Vice President. Ito ay isang major vulnerability sa prosecution case kasi ang sinasabi ng NBI at inuulit rin ni Director Matibag is sigurado sila that VP Inday had actually contacted a person to execute the threat. So, pinoint out naman ni Senator Judge Amy Marcos that may timeline inconsistency sila. Ano yung inconsistent dito sa timeline? Inamin ni Director Matibag na ni-recommend ng NBI ang charges for grave threats and inciting to sedition February 2025. Pero ngayon, 14 months later, hindi pa rin nila na-identify yung di umanong tao na di umanong kinontrata ni VP Inday. Pero ulit sila ng ulit ha. I would like to point this out and overemphasize it. Ulit ng ulit, Director Matibag as well as Attorney Lotok and the other and Attorney, sorry, I forgot his name. The other NBI witness na sigurado sila. They had kumbaga parang personal conviction nila na mayroon talagang nakausap si VP Inday. Now, during the cross-examination, inamin din ni Director Matibag that he needed another 3 to 6 months in order to determine sino yung tao na yun. Ang claim ni Director Matibag, meron na daw silang leads. But as pointed out by Senator Amy Marcos, during the proceedings in the House of Representatives, he was absolutely sure that they had actually found that there is a person that VP Inday had actually contacted. But now, Matibag was saying they have leads. Magkaiba po yun. And I'm sure the audience saw that very clearly. Kinwestiyon din ni Senator Amy, paano magiging sure na may existing na contract, hindi niyo man alam kung sino yung tao na yun. Bukod pa dyan, nung tinatanong ni Senator Chis Escudero, kinonsid ni Director Matibag na wala naman na-establish ang NBI kung may money, may pera na binayaran doon sa di umanong mag-execute ng threat. Hindi nila alam yung background ng tao, yung capability ng tao na supposedly kinontrata. Hindi alam kung kaibigan, kung sino yung tao na to. They could not even describe. So ganito yun, sa identification sa criminal cases, okay lang kung di mo alam yung pangalan. Pero hindi okay kung hindi ka makapag-provide ng details that would sufficiently identify this person. In the case of Director Matibag, hindi niya sufficiently na-identify itong taong ito. Okay, next. Tinanong din si Director Matibag, nag-issue ba ang NBI ng mga subpoenas to anybody else? So sabi nila, hindi sila nag-issue ng subpoena kay VP Sara. Sabi kasi nag-i-ignore daw siya ng mga subpoenas doon kay Director Santiago. So they did not bother during the term of Director Matibag. Sige na nga, chance. Pero sabi din ng NBI, hindi rin nila sinubpoena yung ibang mga crucial figures. Katulad ni former Speaker Martin Romualdez at hindi rin si Director Matibag na hindi rin niya kinonfirma, or in other words, sinabi niya na hindi rin nag-issue ng subpoena dun sa kay Princess Maui, yung vlogger na nagtanong tungkol sa Operation Romanov. Inamin din ni Director Matibag na hindi masabi ng NBI kung ano yung specific crime na dapat ilagay sa kanilang subpoena. So, nag-issue na lang daw sila ng invitations for other witnesses. Sabi niya kasi, and I quote, there is no crime committed when there's a plan to kill, a plan to unalive until it is executed. So sabi niya, ang plano daw, hindi yan crime. And therefore, hindi siya maka-issue ng subpoena. So, di ba, inamin niya indirectly that the threat by itself did not even constitute a crime. So, mayroon pa. So, the next inconsistent thing is, nagbabasa si Director Matibag, and we discussed this yesterday, ng unsigned and unverified affidavit na di umano'y nanggaling kay Las Cañas, kay Arturo Las Cañas, yung supposed self-confessed DDS. Sabi ng depensa, teka muna, wala tong signature, wala tong notarization. Ano to, paano niyo nakuha? Open source intel daw ayon kay Director Matibag, but he qualified that at sinabi niya, we were able to get our hands on a copy of the affidavit. However, how can you say that this was the affidavit if it is not authenticated? It was never they never subpoenaed Las Cañas to verify or to identify the document or the contents of the document. Nag-i-insist si Congresswoman Jinky Luisto that they were just presenting it because this is what they discovered during the course of their investigation. But here is the problem. Okay. Pinabasa nila kay Director Matibag yung mga provisions within the supposed alleged document or affidavit that they were presenting. Pero sabi nila, we're not presenting it on the truth or falsity of the contents. Meaning, hindi namin sinasabi totoo yung nakalagay dyan sa affidavit, pero pinipresenta pa rin namin. Ano yung purpose ngayon ng prosecution? Pinipresenta nila ito for the purpose of prejudicing or for it to be prejudicial to VP Inday. Maririnig nila kasi yung mga terms na inunalive. Sorry, I cannot use the actual term. They would use inflammatory expressions and terms in order to prejudice VP Inday without actually submitting any evidence that these statements were actually true or were actually uttered. So, bukod pa dyan, pinoint out ni Senator Judge Panfilo Lacson at Robin Padilla na nagre-rely sina Director Matibag and in fact the NBI sa testimonya ni Las Cañas na kilala namang sinungaling dahil ilang beses na siyang nagpalit ng kanyang testimonya. Sabi nga ni ilang beses kang tinatanong ni Senator Padilla, anong tawag mo dun sa isang taong ilang beses na nagpapalit ng kanyang pagtitestigo? Finally, hindi pa finally pala, meron pa pala. Kinetic force. Naku, nakakaloka itong term na to. Siguro gusto hindi na ako magko-conjecture kung ano yung purpose ni Director Matibag, but it certainly sounded good when he first tried to use it. But ang sabi it was out of context. Kasi ang sinasabi ng defense, the NBI cherry-picked evidence and took VP's historical actions out of context. So halimbawa, 2011 sheriff incident. Sinabi ni Senator Judge Bongo na out of context naman yung ginagamit ninyo. Pinapakita ninyo na galit si VP Inday at supposedly binugbog si Sheriff Abe. Pero ang sinasabi ni Senator Go, nasan yung konteksto niyan? Nagmamakaawa na si VP Inday na i-delay kahit ng ilang oras lang, 2 oras lang, yung pag-demolish ng mga bahay dahil 217 sa mga informal settlers doon ay biktima ng flash flood na may mga namatay na 30 people. Isa pa, Rage Coalition daw ay proof of kinetic force. Ang sinasabi ni Director Matibag na kinetic force ay ito yung naging puwersa resulta ng mga utterances ng grave threats di umano ni VP Inday na nagre-resulta ng mga gulo or at maraming tao na nagsasalita laban sa Pangulo. Ito ang ginagamit nila, pruweba daw ng inciting to sedition, or they were attempting to say na ito ay inciting to sedition. Kaya lang, parang teka muna, paano magiging kinetic force yan? Niwala si VP Inday during the rally. Tapos parang may allusion lang, parang nagpapahiwatig sila na si Mayor Baste at si VP Inday ay in conspiracy to commit sedition or to commit inciting to sedition. Unfortunately, pagka nag-allege ka ng conspiracy, kailangan mo mag-submit ng evidence of the conspiracy as a separate matter in addition to providing evidence to the crime itself. So, kumbaga, the only thing that was there was the bare allegation or conjecture or theory ni Director Matibag of this so-called kinetic force. Finally, na-question din yung credibility nitong witness na ito. So, Director Matibag was questioned by Senator Judge Pia Cayetano, who brought up again the GSIS building intimidation. Sabi ni Senator Judge Pia Cayetano, tungkol dun sa inconsistencies na mga sinasabi niya, kino-confront niya si Director Matibag, sabi mo, ano ba 'yan? Um, ano na nga ba 'yan sabi mo? Walang gulo. Sabi niyo ilang lang ang ano, walang tao do'n, wala do'n, hindi kayo present sa GSIS. Later on sinabi ninyo present kayo sa GSIS. Later on sinabi ninyo ganito. So ang sinasabi ni Senator Pia Cayetano, paano ka namin paniniwalaan if you have a history of perjuring yourself or a history of changing your testimony every so often? Bukod pa diyan, sabi ni Senator Padilla, hinighlight niya yung history ni Director Matibag bilang isang political operator at dating campaign manager para sa PDP laban at para kay Mar Rojas. At kumbaga ang sinasabi ni Senator Padilla dito, hindi niya sinasabi actually 'no, pero pinapahiwatig niya parang hindi yata impartial yung investigasyon ninyo dahil kontrapartido kayo kay VP ngayon. Dahil kumbaga dati sinuportahan mo si Mar Rojas, lumipat ka kay PRD, lumipat ka kay BBM, ngayon kontra and now that na kay BBM ka natural, kontra ka kay VP Inday. So yun po ang mga highlights ng cross-examine sa cross-examination at dun sa mga manifestations at questions ng mga senador. We'll take your questions now. Sabi ni Miss Ambi, just to correct, the demolition was in another place while the 30 deaths was in Matina, Pangi, and she asked the sheriff to wait for 2 hours para masaayos yung mga victims until Sheriff Abe pinatuloy pa rin. Okay, thank you very much for that. Sabi ni Dancing Gina, highlights for today, annoying ang paghihilik ni Matibag sa mic, kachipan ng mga Tulfo brothers, nagalit si Rafi kasi unfair ang pag-time ng questioning ng Senate judges. Parang nagka-flashback tuloy ako sa mga high school debates, ano? Sabi ni Alexander, do you think Senator Padilla is performing well in the impeachment? What do you mean performing? Okay, and is it contest? So what is your question? Gusto mo magkaroon tayo ng evaluation on how he asks questions? Because sa totoo lang, Senator Padilla in general is a good senator, and in the past how many hearings he has done well. Now some people are calling him to task about the question about his statement na sana hindi biased daw ang prosecution. Now, here is the problem. I think that it was partly sarcasm or partly frustration because the prosecution, of course, is on the prosecution side and will present only the side of the prosecution while the defense takes the side of VP Inday. This is an adversarial proceeding. As in any trial, it is an adversarial proceeding. Meaning, may magkalaban, may magkatunggali. And that will always be the case in any hearing. I don't think that really was the intention of Senator Padilla, and the problem is that you were asking me to evaluate when in many instances he is actually misunderstood. Sabi ni Cornell, Matibag is supposed to be a Bachelor of Philosophy graduate, but it seems he doesn't know the basic difference between a categorical statement and a hypothetical one. Or it is also possible that he knows the difference, but he chooses to ignore it. Ay naku, mali ito. Sinasabi ng prosecutors, it's okay for the Las Cañas affidavit even if walang notarization and those technicalities are not important. It's the facts daw yung lagi narrative nila. But of course, that is not true. If you're going to introduce a document, you have to authenticate that document. You have to verify that document. It has to be notarized for it to be considered as an actionable document. And in this case, they wanted to even show the contents of this document when those contents, you cannot present it as to the truth or falsity of their contents. So sneaky para sa akin, they're trying to introduce evidence that is highly prejudicial even if it cannot be proven as true insofar as its contents or even the document itself. They are not even sure if it is a true reproduction of an existing affidavit. Sabi ni Sherwin, paano lang kung may presentang tao na binayaran lang nila para lang aminin siya ang contact ni VP? Alam naman natin. Okay, guys, wag naman out of reality yung mga conjecture natin. They can present somebody like that, but you will fail in cross-examination. Okay? That is the purpose. That is why there is a trial to test the witnesses. That is why there is a cross-examination to test the veracity, the consistency, the credibility of the witness. If they fail in those accounts, then wala, sorry, tapos na. So, it's actually harder than you think. Most people think that when you see something on television na somebody perjures themselves, that it is that easy to do it in a regular trial. Particularly, it's harder to do in a trial where so many people are watching. Sabi ni JP, without direct personal knowledge, how can one become a witness? That is precisely the case of the defense. So, ang sinasabi ng depensa dito, bakit ka mako-consider dito? 'Di ba? Wala ka naman personal knowledge, eh. So how can you be testifying? Even his testimony on the conduct of the investigation might be questionable because he might not even have been there the whole time. Sabi ni Cornell, why was the prosecution perpetually allowed to quote VP Sara out of context? Her statement is not a categorical statement, but a hypothetical one. Because the defense will have its time in presenting it in a different light. Of course, what we were expecting is that much of these presentations could have been objected to, but the defense decided to be more liberal in allowing all of these things to be said. Okay, next. Do you think po ba yung mga ibang judges hindi kaalyado ni VP Sara magiging open-minded kaya sila hindi? Huwag na tayong maglokohan. Hindi, of course not. They're going to vote according to political lines. But even if we count the political lines, they will not come up with 16 votes. At least the way things stand now. Sabi ni Manny Parangan, di ba nila naisip na nag-bluff lang si VP tapos kumagat sila? That might be part of the defense. Pag na-acquit si na Senator Marcoleta, pwede ba silang mag-counter ng kaso? Depende po. But you're talking about the ombudsman. Kasi yung ombudsman yung nag-file. So yung ombudsman po, impeachable official yan. So hindi po ganun kadali mag-file ka ng criminal case against them. Now, the criminal case would be for malicious prosecution. Ang pinaprosecute dyan, yung tao na nag-file, lalong-lalo na the public prosecutor. And in this case, it would be the ombudsman. But merong parang immunity ang ombudsman kahit kasuhan mo. Yeah. But of course, pag hindi na siya ombudsman, pwede siyang kasuhan kung hindi pa nag-prescribe. Hindi po totoo yan. Sabi ni Diablo, kung magsampa naman ng kaso, hawak nila lahat ng mga agencies ng ombudsman, etc., etc. Alam nyo, sa totoo lang, the problem with you is that you think that everything rises and falls on a single thing. O sige, hindi sila makapagkaso ngayon kasi hawak lahat. Pero in what, 3 years, hindi na sila yung may hawak. Pwede nang magkaso. Because some of those cases are so serious, yung period of prescription mahaba. Ibig sabihin, you can still file the case afterwards. So hindi ko naiintindihan kung bakit nagagalit kayo na, hawak naman nila ganito, ganyan, bendalo, sasabihin yung ganyan. You're working yourself up into a negative mindset. Pero yung totoo, kami mga abogado, nakikita namin, pwede namang kasuhan yan. Iintayin lang natin. As long as hindi pa nagpe-prescribe. Pero kasi ang iniisip niyo, kasuhan para tumigil sila dun sa kanilang ginagawa. There are some things that we cannot stop right now. But we can correct later on. Tignan nyo, ano ba yung ginagawa ni VP Inday? Ang strategy ni VP Inday is survive until 2028, in which case, sure na sure tayo, we can deliver her to the presidency. Yun yung look at the long-term view. Hindi yung mga short-term. Iniisip nyo kasi like, nung time na nawala yung Senate presidency sa atin, nung nag-iba yung majority doon sa Senado, ang daming nagsasabi, wala nang hope. Pero ito, buhay na buhay si VP Inday, nagsusurvive and the impeachment proceedings are not going in the way that the prosecution had intended it to go. So, kung nag-give up tayo, noon pa lang nung nagpalit yung Senate presidency, ano sa tingin ninyo, nasan tayo ngayon? We have to fight. Diba? Tuloy-tuloy ang laban. So, stop looking for negative things. Parang yung sinasabi niyo, kahit naman pwedeng magkaso, hindi naman tayo mananalo kasi ganito. You don't know until you've tried, and you can try at a later time if you think that the circumstances right now are not conducive to a fair fight, to a fair trial. Kaya nga natin gustong masurvive si VP Inday until 2028 because in 2028, some of those cases pwede pa ring i-file. Yung mga maliliit, yung mga mabibilis mag-prescribe, yan talaga baka mag-prescribe na yun. Pero those that have very high penalties, pwede pang i-file. Sabi ni Elaine, I'm worried po if they could arrest VP. Ina-impeach siya eh. So, impeachable official. Yung mga maliliit na kaso, hindi po nila maiyaano yan. And anyway, if they're small cases, then they are bailable. What about if it's the 165 million? Alam mo, ang dami pang proseso niyan. Siguro talaga may difference. That's why we're explaining. Okay? Huwag muna kang naging emotional. Tanungin niyo muna, pwede bang kasuhan si VP Inday? Pwede ba siyang kasuhan ng plunder? Hindi pa po. Bakit? Kakatapos pa lang po nung sa COA, and COA did not indicate that there was any criminal liability. Kailangan mayroong recommendation ng COA ng criminal liability, o sabihin pa natin na gawin ng ombudsman, sige, imbestigahan natin to, tignan natin ito. Hindi pa, kasi pwede pang i-appeal ni VP Inday yung decision ng COA to the trial court, and that would be prejudicial. You can't file a criminal case unless the court has decided with finality that there is a criminal or malicious intent in the mistaken spending, or in the spending of the money that was released by the office of the president. So do you understand what I'm saying here? With regard to VP Inday, yung possibility of a jail term for plunder based on the 165 million, malabo pang mangyari yan. Kasi marami pang pwedeng appeals na gawin si VP Inday on the decision of the Commission on Audit. Now, there might be others. Hindi ko pa nakikita if there are other possible cases that they can file na hindi bailable. Pero wala pa po akong nakikita sa ngayon. Hi, kay Yiyi. Thank you very much for your support. Sabi ni Ma'am, may immunity po ba si VP sa kaso? Alam niyo ba yung immunity ng Pangulo ay hindi nakasulat yan sa batas o sa saligang batas? Nag-decide yan ng Korte Suprema, in-interpret nila ang mga batas to determine kung immune from suit ang presidente, and they said that he is. Now, with regard to the VP, the accepted norm is that immune siya usually from administrative suits, immune siya from the lesser criminal suits while she is occupying office, in the similar fashion to the president. But ito na nga, mayroon siyang impeachment case. So if it's going to be if you want to determine whether or not she has an immunity, then kailangan i-file yung kaso na yon. Kailangan filean siya ng criminal case, and it will be raised as a defense. Sabi ni Alexander, the circumstances are quite clear that the government is at the upper hand. I disagree with you. I disagree completely with that. How is the government having the upper hand? Have you noticed how the prosecution is squirming? Now, you're saying, sasabihin nyo na naman, bendalo naman yan. Magbilang kayo ng 16. Doon kayo makakadetermine kung may upper hand. But otherwise, there is no basis for saying the government has the upper hand. Bakit? Ano ba yung purpose nitong impeachment na ito? Sabihin na natin, it is partly a political process. But here, it has been filed primarily as a political process. Meaning, sino yung audience? Sino yung gusto nilang i-convince? Certainly not the senators, judges, because they've already more or less determined what their vote is going to be. And their vote is going to be along political lines. And right now, they don't have enough numbers to do that. So how can you say that the government is... Mali yung pagkasabi mo eh. There's no such thing that the government is at the upper hand. The government has the upper hand. That's the expression. So you're going to have to substantiate your statement, because actually what you're doing is you're just trying to spread negativity. You're trying to spread yung kumbaga para kang si bad luck schleprock. We're never gonna make it. Yung mga ganyan. Pero really, seriously, this is a show, and the show is targeting an audience. Why are they targeting the audience? Who is the audience? Tayo, the Filipino public, the electorate. They're trying to use this as a way to undermine the credibility of VP Inday. And did you see? Nag-umpisa na po yung impeachment proceedings, pero nasa ng trust and approval ratings niya, 57%. How can you say that the government has the upper hand? That's correct. Sabi ni JP, naninimbang na nga yan kasi lagi pa rin on top si VP sa surveys. 6 to 7 pa din mga senators. Sabi ni TikTokers, tingin niyo po ba boboto mga senador base sa resulta ng impeachment? What? Yung boto nga nila yung resulta ng impeachment? Sorry but I will answer in the same tone that I appreciate your comment. Sabi ni JP, Mayor Baste, Atty. Romanov says a warning directed to BBM as the receiving party. On VP Zoom meeting, the Operation Romanov term was directed as a threat to the Duterte family. They are not the same, yet Director Matibag said Mayor Baste and VP Inday are conspiring against BBM. It doesn't make sense. That's true. It's inconsistent. Okay, again, misappreciation ito. Sabi ni John, as per APC regarding the voting threshold, yung pong mga nakakulong na senador, automatic po acquittal na decision. No, of course not. But okay, ulitin ko, the Constitution requires 16 votes. So kung walang 16 affirmative votes, the no vote or the absence of a vote is not considered part of that 16. Hindi na-lower yung threshold because it's a requirement of membership. So uulitin ko, stop looking at the no vote, stop looking at the negative side. It's the affirmative that you have to count because that is what the Constitution says. 16 votes for conviction ang kailangan. Okay? Outside of that 16 votes, it doesn't matter if it's a no vote, if it's an abstain vote, if it is hindi ako naka-vote. 16 ang kailangan. So that's what you have to remember. 16. Regardless of the others. Ang ano lang nakikita lang natin is, kasi if you keep talking about the negative votes, magkakaroon ng idea, pupunta ngayon yung mga taga-HOR doon sa Korte Suprema. And try to make it look like, try to interpret the term membership. Hindi ka na ba member pag nakakulong ka? Sabi ni Ronnie, 16 out of 21. Of course not. It's 16 out of 24. Bakit? Meron bang bawas? Bakit hindi na sila member pag nakakulong? Of course not. The only way na hindi na sila magiging member if they are removed as senators. As long as they're senators, they're members. No, it is not possible. Ewan ko kung saan mo kinukuha. Of course not. Going to do go in which case whatever decision, if the Senate decision to lower the votes, then that goes to the Supreme Court and overturn that interpretation. Have to adhere very closely to the Constitution says 2/3 of membership. So if I physically employed na member, that's not what the Constitution says. Oh, sinasabi niya, Marcoleta, Jinggoy, and Bato are physically absent, pero members pa rin sila, senador pa rin sila. And membership is the term that is used by the Constitution. Ang mahal ng paninira nila sa takbo ng impeachment kung 25 million a day, inaabot ng billion-billion. Ma'am, paano po sila vote during voting yung mga nakakulong at Mia? Hindi nga, kahit hindi nga sila mag-vote. Because 2/3 of the membership pa rin. Sinasabi, what if they cannot vote? Alam nyo ba? Ha? Alam nyo ba na if there is a person who is being prevented from voting, prevented from attending, and prevented from all of that, then you can actually file cases against them. So, yung hindi pagpunta cannot be used to prejudice somebody else. Uulitin ko, the requirement is membership. Whether those members can go or not, if they are abroad or not, if they are not there or not, membership is required, not attendance. Because if it was attendance, then the Constitution would have said so. O sige, pilitin nyo pa. So how can they complete the 24? The 24 is complete regardless of where they are because the Constitution talks about membership and not attendance. Sige, pilitin nyo pa. Diba? Anong gagawin mo? I-rewrite mo yung Constitution? Ha? O i-interpret mo yung Constitution that membership requires attendance? Ganun ba? O, kailangan Supreme Court ang magsabi noon, hindi ikaw. At hindi rin yung Senado. Constitution, the constitutional interpretations, Supreme Court lang, hindi kayo. Okay. Kahit kahit bumali-baliktad ka, tumiwangwang ka pa dyan and all that, it still says membership. And you take it in the plain meaning of the word. What happens if a witness gives inconsistent testimony after being called by both the prosecution and the defense? Well, it is possible. For instance, in the case of Senator Judge Amy Marcos, she was confronting Director Matibag with the transcript where he said one thing and then he said another thing in the Senate. So those are two sworn statements that were inconsistent. Pwede siyang kasuhan ng perjury if the persons are so inclined. Pwede ba siya mag-counter, mag-file sa impeachment sa kanya? Well, she could possibly file, she can file a case, but it's not likely that it will prosper. Mas mataas trust ratings ni VP, sila lang naman nagsasabi na betrayal of public trust. Yan yung point ni Senator Kiko nung pinakita ni Attorney Vinluan yung trust ratings ni VP Sara at BBM. Sabi ni Louie Lee na high blood na nga si Sen Amy kay Matibag. Sa tingin niyo po, babaliktad ba sa mga senador or sino bang vulnerable sa kanila to change sides? Sabi ni Alexander, I guess the interpretation is members present. Who made that interpretation? Wala pa pong gumagawa ng ganyan, not even the Senate. Kayo lang po ang gumagawa nun. And you do not have the power to make that kind of an interpretation. Only the courts, the judiciary is given that power. And ultimately, when it is an interpretation of the Constitution, it is the Supreme Court. So, sorry. Na high blood tuloy yung dogs. Teddy! Sabi ni Jack Lee Lam, the Constitution is clear. The only way to define, according to the B side, not going to happen. The Supreme Court is the only body that has the authority to interpret it, to interpret. Correct. Sabi ni 55J Jax, no impeachment ni Corona, madami namang lawyer senators pero di pa rin evidence-based naging results ng voting. Eh yun na nga, pero binibilang natin yung mga votes kasi for VP Inday. So kahit sabihin mo, kahit gusto mo nang mag-give up dahil naninega ka na, sasabihin ko sa'yo, hindi nga nila makuha ang 16 votes, so bakit kayo naiiyak? Sabi ni MX, ang komento mo kay Vinduan, napipikon na ba niya si Matibag? I don't know, but I don't think that is the point. I think what is important is that Attorney Vinduan is capable of revealing the weaknesses of the testimony of Attorney Matibag. Sabi ni Hope Faith, sa tingin mo, attorney, nasira sila kay Matibag dahil sa ginawa niyang open source na scrap of paper ni Las Cañas na inimbestiga. Well, I think kasi that from the beginning, problematic talaga yung testimony ni Director Matibag because of the lack of personal knowledge. So dun pa lang, I really thought that it was a waste of time. Uy, wag niyo, hindi, tama naman si Alex, sabi niya, yung questions, natututo siya pag nag-ask siya ng mga questions na gano'n. So, hayaan niyo na muna and let him learn from the questions. To be fair, hindi naman niya ako binabash, di ba? Hindi naman siya nagbabash sa atin. So, I apologize on my own behalf, Mr. Cruz, if your intention really is not to troll. So, for those who want yung mga thoughts namin that are written, you can check out our Facebook page kasi merong iba doon that are more specific to some of your questions. So, ay, nabasa ko na pala. Sayang si Senator Marcoleta, sana matapos agad ang case niya para maka-attend ng impeachment. Yeah. Nami-miss ko si Senator Marcoleta. Totoo. Ako Budoy says, anong ibig sabihin ng suppletory pagdating sa rules on impeachment? Okay, so there are rules that are made by the Senate, and they will not be complete. They're rarely complete. Kasi you cannot anticipate every single scenario. So the rules of court will apply suppletorily to the rules on impeachment of the Senate. No, what does suppletory mean? To supplement, diba? Dagdag, lalong-lalo na pag may kakulangan yung rules ng Senado. Sabi ni Christian, Matibag is a big joke. Yung audio daw niya ay emotional outburst lang pero threat yung KVP. Hindi na nga kailangan i-explain ni Atty. Vinduan. He just showed that and then in comparison with VP Inday's statement. So pwedeng emotional outburst. To yun, like in the case of Attorney Matibag, kumbaga, nagka-bonus tuloy yung defense because inupo si Attorney Matibag, wala siyang personal knowledge and yet he was very vulnerable to something like this. So all you have to do is present a comparison, yung emotional outburst di umano ni Director Matibag at saka yung kay VP Inday can't both be an emotional outburst. Diba? Or if you insist on a much more stringent interpretation, if VP Inday's outburst is a crime, then so must Attorney Matibag's. So that was a good strategy, a tactic for me. Attorney Vidluan was able to pull it off. Why did Cheese agree for the bank records? I'm not sure, but what is important for the bank records is this, that they can only be used to establish a baseline amount. Pag lumampas sila dyan, talagang kailangan na natin for an outcry. Sabi ni Rocky, my last question is, nung impeachment ni Corona, vote ng Cayetano siblings is to convict. Bakit? Ngayon, kasi pasalamat ako nandito sila. Kung wala sila, parang wala nang iba. That's the problem when it's personality politics, di ba? Sasabihin nyo ngayon, oh, yung galing-galing nila, ang bait-bait nila, and all that. And then the next time when they disappoint you, ayoko na sa'yo, ganyan. Pwede kasing suportahan natin yung kanilang panig. So, suportahan natin halimbawa because in this instance, the Cayetano siblings, we agree with their politics, we agree with their decisions, and we in fact agree with the way that they are handling themselves as well as the proceedings in the impeachment of VP Inday. So, pwede naman, for example, kaibigan ko si PRD, pero nung minsan tinatanong ko siya, sir, bakit naman ganito, ganito, ganito? Sinasabi ko talaga, isa ako dun sa number 1 siguro, yung Karambola, yung programa ko dati, number 1 kritiko ni na Secretary Duque, Secretary Sani, yung finance, ganun, Secretary Martin Andana, kinikriticize namin yung Duterte administration, even if mahal na mahal ko si PRD. So, ganun lang po yun. Sabi ni Alexander, you're not asking a question, you're making a conclusion without any basis. Sabi ni Alexander, the bank records will further prove the hidden wealth and anomalous transactions. That's not true. Unang-una, that is not the purpose for bringing out the bank records. The purpose is to provide a baseline amount to compare the amounts previously received or the transactions and compare those transactions with the transactions during the impeachable office. So wala pong ganun. And in fact, it is a very strict requirement among the restrictions in the subpoena of financial documents is that they cannot be used to find other charges for impeachment. So again, not true. Don't make statements that are not true. If you're going to ask, you ask a question. Otherwise, you're making a baseless accusation because you're already accusing the spouses of having hidden wealth and anomalous transactions. Sabi niyo, further prove. There was no proof of any hidden wealth or anomalous transactions. And in fact, the one large transaction alleged to be at 2 billion pesos was already negated by the statement from the Bank of the Philippine Islands, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. The bank itself stated that they made a mistake in that declaration and said that the deposit was only 2 million. So, no, there's no hidden wealth and no anomalous transactions, proven or otherwise. They were not even alleged. Only the congressmen were making interpretations of the numbers that they were seeing. Yun, sabi ni J-Jax, if Matibag is allowed not to discuss because it's confidential, then bakit need pa explain si VP ng confidential then? Yes, in fact, that was pointed out by one of the senator's judges. May chance ba na target din nila si Mayor Baste? Yes, but not by the senators. Sabi ni Great Wall, I think at the end of all of these, we will interpret the law the way we want it, 2/3 of 21 or less. No, sorry, I really don't think so. Unang-una, I don't know why you're bringing it up. Alam niyo kung bakit? At the start of the impeachment proceedings, in-announce na ni Senator Cheese, the threshold is 16. The baseline is 24. So, kayo ang nag-i-insist na gagawin nila yon. When Cheese announced it, not a single senator objected. Okay? Uulitin ko, kayo ang nagsasabi niyan. So, tell me, you want this to fail? Bakit kayo yung nag-i-insist? Sinabi na ng Senado, 16. Hindi ko alam kung bakit nag-i-insist kayo. Explain to me, bakit kayo nag-i-insist? Sinasabi niyo at the end of it, ganito gagawin. Umpisa pa lang, bakit hindi sila nag-object nung time na yon? If they were going to object, if any of the senators think that it is 21, why did they not raise it at the very beginning nung in-announce ni Cheese Escudero? By raising it later on, that will make it prejudicial. And not only that, it makes it really look bad for the senators na sasabihin nila, hindi dapat 21 lang because they feel that they're losing. So no, kayo ang nagsasabi niyan. Check yourself. The senators already admitted and said 16. Walang nag-object. So bakit kayo yung nag-i-insist? Kayo yung natatakot, tapos sasabihin niyo in the end, bendalo gagawin nila. O sasabihin niyo, bakit niyo ini-encourage yung bendalo? Bakit ninyo tinatanggap? Kayo ang number one promotor ng Bendalo kasi by saying that, gagawin lang naman nila ito, you are broadcasting, you are telegraphing the fact that you will accept it if they do it. Oh. No. Hindi ko natatanggapin. You cannot help it. We think that way kasi ganito na yung iniisip namin dahil ganito yung nakikita natin. That's not an excuse. Ano yun? Sasabihin ninyo, kasi they did it so often, so gagawin nila ngayon. Ibig sabihin, tinatanggap nyo. Hindi, huwag mong sasabihin na na ganyan. Kasi tinitelegraph na sinasabi ninyo sa administrasyon, sige, pagka misinterpret ninyo ito, tanggap na namin kasi lagi nyo mang ginagawa yan sa amin ganon? Acceptable yun sa inyo? Dapat galit tayo, di ba? Dapat pag ginagawa nila, tumututol tayo. Bakit nyo tinatanggap? Sorry hindi kita inaaway, pero I am going to push back. Kasi tumutulong kayo by doing that. Yan ang nakikita ko. Kahit sabihin nyo pa that it is a trauma response, it is not excusable. Para sa akin, anybody who helps this administration to get away with it, hindi kayo kakampi. Sabi ni Hayat, pag galit kami, may magagawa ba kami? Yes, that is the reason you are supposed to call out the government. That's what it says in the Constitution. That's why you have freedom of speech. Kung hindi nyo gagamitin yung karapatan ninyo magsalita at magpahayag at tumindig bilang saksi sa katiwalian ng administrasyon na ito, then you are accepting it. Tatanungin ng mga generations after us na, ganyan pala kasama yung Marcos Jr., anong ginawa nyo? Sasabihin nyo, no, kasi hawak nila lahat. So higa ka na lang. Higa ka na lang iyak. Pero pagka merong mga tao na gumagalaw and who are registering their extreme opposition to this or their opposition to it, makikisakay kayo sa benefit. Ganon. Di ba? Sabi ni John Amat, the government is curtailing our freedom to speak. Baka malibel po ako. No. Criticism of government is not considered libel. Unang-una. Ano yung libel? A malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. But the Supreme Court resolutions on this give a large leeway for political commentary. Ilang beses na. So, ito yung nangyayari. Inaaway ninyo ako because you insist na talo. Yan ang nangyayari. So pag sinasabi namin dito na huwag kayong magpatalo, just keep speaking out. Kayo pa yung nagagalit. So really, isipin niyo, whose side are you on? Yung totoo.